Hello everyone, RVD here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We will be starting with our next video of my playlist, a course on C programming. This video will be about nested if else. So in the previous video we have seen the concept of if else and we had seen some programs also. In couple of programs I have used a bit of nesting, but now formally we will be understanding what do you mean by nested if else. So let us go ahead with the syntax. Now obviously nested means one into the other. So when we have nested if else, we will be having if else within if else. Now I'll show you the extreme condition how it could be, and then we will go ahead with the examples. Okay, so we can have if condition 1. Now generally we have if condition 1, then some statements, else some statement. That's a simple if else. Now but within if, I may require to do some other checking also. So if C1, then we'll go for if C2, then S1, else S2. So if C1 is true, we're going to get into this if else. We'll check C2. If C2 is also true, then S1. But if C2 is false, then S2. But all these things is when C1 is true. So if C1 is false, it will straight away gets dropped to this particular else. And within that also we can have further if else. So if C3, then S3, else S4. So this is maximum way we can have nesting. So within if also, if you can see, there is an if else. Within else also there is an if else. Now it's possible that within if I may have if else, but else will have a single statement, which if you remember we have already seen in some previous programs. Or it could be if with a single statement and else can have if else. So these are the two subtypes, and this is the extreme one. That is how I can have nesting of if else done. Okay, let us look at the flow diagram to understand how the flow would be. So we'll have if C1, which will either be true or false. Now if you see there, if C1 is true, we are going for further checking, which is C2. If C2 is true, then we'll be having S1. If C2 is false, then we are having S2. And they meet like this. Okay, now this is when C1 is true. Now when C1 is false, this complete if else will be skipped and we take another path. That is, we will be checking C3. So if C3 is true, we'll be going with S3. And if C3 is false, we'll be going with S4. Okay, you can see this is how the flow would be. So this C1 would decide whether this if else of C2 would be executed or of C3 will be executed. Fine, so this is how a nested if else can be visualized. Let us take a simple example to understand this concept better. So suppose I want to check the divisibility of a number or of an integer divisible by 3 and 5. So now if I want to check the divisibility by 3 and 5, there are 4 possible cases. It may be divisible by both. It may be divisible by 3 but not 5. It may be divisible by 5 but not 3, or else it is divisible by none. So how do we check? Assume that there is a integer, let's say a, which is being accepted. I'm just giving you a rough idea about the nesting. So I will check if a mod 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now if a mod 3 is 0, I'm very sure that it is divisible by 3. Then within that, I'll be checking if a mod 5 is equal to 0. Now you know if a mod 3 is 0, divisible by 3. Within that, if this if is also true, that means it is divisible by 5 as well. So that would rather give us the indication that it is divisible by both. I'm not going to write printf and all. This is just an example. I'm not writing in a program. Just get the idea about the nesting. Now when I go to the else part, this else belongs to this if. Now understand what it means. That means a mod 3 is equal to 0 is still true. That means it is divisible by 3, but it is not divisible by 5. So I would say it is divisible by 3, not 5. I'm writing in short. I hope you can understand that. 3, not 5. Now when I go to the else part, this else belongs to this if. That means a mod 3 itself is not 0. So a is not divisible by 3. But once you go to this else, this if else is skipped. So I have no knowledge about 5 now. So I need to do that checking again in the else part. If a mod 5 is equal to 0. You might be wondering, we are doing the same thing again. But this is a different scenario and this is a different scenario. Now when you come to this if, and if it is true, see, we are into the else part. That means it is not divisible by 3, but it is divisible by 5. So I would rather write here, it is 5, not 3. So it is divisible by 5, but not by 3. Now look at the else part. So that means if this is also false, that means not divisible by 3, and this is also false. So it is not divisible by 5 also. So I can simply say it is divisible by none. Okay, don't go with these simple ways of messaging. It'll be a simple printf here that can be replacing this. But understand how exactly we have done the nesting. If C1, if C2, then S1, else S2. Go to the else part, then we check if C3, then S3, else S4. It is obviously the same. Okay, so with this, I guess a very simple example, you can very well understand how the nesting can be done. So just to summarize the things again, now what exactly is the nesting of if else? It is nothing but it is to put if else within if else. So I can have if else within if, or I can have if else within else, or as you've already seen, I can have them in both. So there we actually get more deeper way to do the checking. So I'm not deciding something on a simple single condition. I'm deciding it on multiple conditions. So all these things can be done by nesting. Fine. Likewise, we have some other ways of combining if else also. When I put if else one after the other. Now what is that called and how that can be done, we will be discussing in the next video. But as far as the current video is concerned, it was about nested if else. Okay, and this is how we can achieve it. We've already seen that. So that's it for this video. Thank you and happy learning.